Detroit Den 313 back. It's your boy Will. Before we get going, please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our new content. My boy Steve has been going crazy getting you guys to hit that subscribe button, guys. We really appreciate it. It helps us out tremendously. Let's get into it. I have some questions. I have some grievances. I have some things on my mind. I've had a whole lot of things on my mind. But today we're going to talk about how I don't understand. I just don't understand how the Detroit Lions are 7-point underdogs going into this game. Like I the Green Bay Packers looked really good to me against the San Francisco 49ers. The Green Bay Packers were battling and a lot of the times winning the physicality in the game against the San Francisco 49ers. And I'd argue the fact that the Detroit Lions are as physical or more physical than the Green Bay Packers. And we're 7-point underdogs. Make it make sense to me. Guys, put it in the comments. Do you think this makes sense? Do you think they got it right? Because I don't. I don't. But I'm happy about it. And I tell you why. It's just another chip on our shoulder. It's just another motivator. It's just another thing for the bulletin board. It's just another thing to get these Lions hyped up and something that they can attach a hold to, man, and use it to keep them and motivated. Because I'm not going to say get them motivated because they're a highly motivated team. So that being said, man, as I think about this and I've just been looking, we're so close. We're so close to the big dance. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. But as I think about it, and I think about when I'm choosing, when I'm non-biased, when it's not the Detroit Lions, when I'm choosing a team or between two teams to see who I think is going to win the game, the first thing I go to is the quarterbacks. The first thing I look at is which team has a better quarterback. And I'll be honest, no shade to Brock Purdy. He's done some amazing things. But I think Jared Goff, obviously he's got more experience, but he's battle tested. Jared Goff has been through so much, man. He's been through so much. He's been through Super Bowl to people saying that he's the worst quarterback in the NFL. The guy is flat out battle tested. I think he's ready to be in darn near any situation now. If I'm looking at these two quarterbacks, do we really know what Brock Purdy is about? We've got a very small sample size. And I'll be honest, to me, I know there was a little bit of rain, but last week he didn't look all that great to me. So me and Steve talk about it all the time. Going for roster and guy against guy and which team do we like better. Did the San Francisco 49ers match up with us well on paper? Or could you even say maybe do they got a couple more dudes? Especially maybe, if we start talking about the D line and stuff like that. For sure, they got some dudes. But when I break it down, man, we got dudes too. And we might not have the exact same dudes because you start talking about their D line and their linebackers, maybe, maybe we don't, you know what I mean? But if you start talking about our safeties, you know what I mean? Like you start talking about our offensive line. Well, I know they got a solid offensive line and they got Trent. They got Trent. But our offensive line is solid across the board, even with Jonah being out, potentially. Uh, I'm just like, man, I don't understand it. If you'd have came at me with 3 points, I'd have said, okay, but a touchdown, a whole touchdown, I just don't understand it, man. I feel like the Detroit Lions are built to be in wars. Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes, Sheila has built this team. Chris Spillman, let me give you a shout out too, because I think this thing started with you and Sheila. They brought a team to Detroit that's built to go to war, period. Dan Campbell said something at the press conference the other day, just talking about us being gritty, being resilient, being the type of team that's going to just be ready to get after it no matter what, understanding that at some points in this football game, you're going to go through trials and tribulations, you're going to go through drama, but we're ready to respond, right? We're ready to respond. People talk about the fact that we're young. Listen, at this point in the season, our young guys aren't rookies anymore. Our second year guys aren't second, they're third year guys now. They've got, this is a whole season under their belt now. These guys are veterans in the NFL. They understand what's going on. This is no more like rookie getting my feet wet or whatever. They know what they're getting themselves into. We got a bunch of tough football guys. When you start talking about even J-Mo, maybe J-Mo hasn't caught all of the long touchdowns and done all the cool stuff. He is a football player. If you see the way he blocks, he's a football player. He's not just a playmaker that's looking to score 90-yard touchdowns. Football player. Jahmyr Gibbs, he's not just a guy trying to run around the outside. He's a guy that will run in between the tackles. He's a football player. Sam Laporta, I'm not even going to get into it. He's not just a guy that's going to receive passes. He is going to block like a dog. He's going to play injured. He is a football player. Jack Campbell, football player. Aiden Hutchinson, football player. Brian Branch, football player. Ife Melifonwu, football players. CJ Gardner-Johnson, football player. Like, we have a bunch of junkyard dogs ready to play football. How do you count these guys out, man? How do you get these guys underdogs by a touchdown? When I look at the San Francisco 49ers, they got track stars. CMC, hey, no disrespect to you, man. You've been known to be a little banged up here and there, though, right? I would never describe him as a tough, gritty, get out the mud type of guy. Like, he's more of a finesse player to me. Excuse me. Debo is banged up. No, Bosa, yeah, hey, tough dude. I'm not gonna take anything away from you, dog. But the identity of our team is dog after dog after dog after dog. Might not be the flashiest, might not be the number one draft pick, might not be the guy that you would have picked first on the playground, but they're dogs, man. And that's why I'm excited. And I don't understand the world where we're 7-point underdogs. Guys, put it in the chat. Do you think that we should be 7-point underdogs, or do you think it should be closer, or do you think that we should be the favorites? Let me know. Let me know if I'm losing my mind, man. But again, like I said, I'm happy. I think we've done this thing the right way. I think we got a team that's not only built to win the Super Bowl this season, we're building a team to last, right? We're building a team to make a decade run, right? This isn't just a one and done thing. This thing has longevity. This thing has young guys at the root of it. I'm excited. And I cannot wait until Sunday to see these guys get after it, guys. Quick one. Let me know if I'm losing my mind. Do you think that Detroit should be a 7-point underdog, or are you with me? All right, guys. Coming up soon, we will have the game day show. Me and Steve, again, have been on complete opposite schedules. I've had some outside football stuff going on with my team, but we will try to get together. If we can't, we'll both put up game day shows, giving our opinions. Until then, you already know. Peace.